Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing good today and welcome to today's video. On today, we are going to talk about something on certificate on AWS. So it's nothing but of AWS ACM, basically Amazon Web Service Certificate Manager. So how this is being used actually? Okay, so just a brief introduction about like how it has been used. Say for example, you have an ELB or ALB. Basically, like you have some listeners running on port 443, which is running on HTTPS. So if you're running on HTTPS with port 443, you should be having an security. I mean to say, it is running on completely SSL or TLS layer. So basically, if it runs on TLS layer, you should be having something called certificates. Basically, like you have to generate private key and public key. Once that private key is completely provisioned, and then you have to get it authorized, because like this particular service, it belongs and it comes from this particular community or from the server, so it will be authorized by some other third party vendors like CA security or something. Root and intermediate will be approving your certificate, and you will be getting one certificate. You will be deploying that certificate on your server. The same thing that we are going to do it on AWS as well. So AWS has some default designed and dedicated service which is called AWS ACM, that is called AWS Certificate Manager. So this is what we are going to talk about today. So first we will talk about what is AWS and AWS on AISCM, and then we will talk about 10 less known features of AWS ACM. Okay, there are certain features which is available for AWS ACM that we are going to talk about. Okay, so without wasting any time, just get into the video. Okay, so what is AWS ACM? AWS ACM stands for Amazon Web Service Certificate Manager. So it is a service that lets you provision, manage, deploy SSL and TLS certificate for use with AWS service and your own internal resources. Okay, so it can be used for your own AWS services, for example, like ELB, or if you're having a public IP or something like, or you're running something on static contents on S3, or all those things that you can use it. And SSL or TLS certificate provides a secure, encrypted communication between the client and service, which is essential for protecting a sensitive data such as credit card number, login credentials, and other private information. So basically, like whenever the client hits some website on the web browser, so it sends any data from your web page, it will be get it automatically encrypted through using some SSL encryption algorithm, and then it will come back to your server and it will get decoded with the decrypted with the your private key. So they will encrypt with their own private key, you will decrypt with your own private key. Okay, this is the basic idea of SSL. Okay, so with AWS ACM, you can easily manage SSL and TSL certificate for your website and application without having to manually create and install them on your servers. Okay, so basically it's a have some UI that you can request some certificate, it will automatically provision, and then you can just give your SAN name or something, or your C name, the common name of your website URL, so that will get automatically provisioned based on that. Okay, AWS ACM provides a simple automated way to manage certificate, so you can focus on building and deploying your application rather than worrying about certificate management. So this is super cool, right? Okay, so AWS ACM supports a range of certificate types, including domain validation and organization validation, extended validation of certificate. So whenever you create one certificate, it will get automatically get validated by using the common name, okay, or DNS name, or something that you define it on your web server or something on your configuration. So based on that, it will automatically get validated. You can use ACM to obtain a public certificate that can be used with AWS service such as elastic load balancing, super, right, CloudFront, API gateway, and all those places that you can use this particular certificate. You can also use ACM to generate private certificate that can be used to secure your internal resources such as your own servers and applications. So this is what exactly this is AWS ACM. Okay, so basically this is a service which has been managed by AWS. Its main intent is just to generate the certificate. By using that certificate, you can map to your own AWS resources like ELB, S3 bucket, whatever it may be, right, CloudFront, API gateway, and all those things. Okay, so we will talk about something on 10 less known features of AWS ACM. Okay, so what are all those? So it has the feature of automatic renewal. Whenever the certificate gets expired, basically when you get a certificate, they usually give the validity for 2 years. Once it's expired, it will show an SSL error on your web page. So usually like SRE or DevOps team, they will jump in and they will renew it 1 month before or 2 months before. Okay, so we no need to worry about this manually renewing. So automatic renewal is already there. So it automatically renews your SSL TLS certificate before they expire, so you don't have to worry about manually renewing them. Okay, so private CA integration is already there, so you can use AWS ACM Private CA to create your own private certificate authority and use SSL TLS certificate for use within your internal resources. So there are two ways: either you can create your own certificate, or you can request AWS to create a certificate. So if you want to use your private CA, basically like private CAs, like there are too many things in the market. Those certificate authorities, they will approve your certificate. I think I don't get a proper example for that one. I think yeah, I will type you on the description what are all those CS which is available in the market that you can use it. Okay, and multi-domain certificate, basically AWS ACM supports the creation of multiple domains, SSL certificate, which can secure multiple domain with single certificate. So basically like you have some website called app.dev.com, and you have some another website called gen.dev.com or something like that. So you can mention like star.dev.com. Okay, so that particular one certificate can be used to app.dev.com, gen.dev.com. So that is what the multi-domain certificate is also about. Okay. Okay, wildcard certificate. AWS ACM also supports the creation of wildcards. So that is what wildcard I've told you. So you can use star.dev.com. Basically, star in the sense like the what are all the prefix will come before your website. Basically, app dot or dev.com, gen.dev.com, test.dev.com. All those certificate can be used with one single certificate. So AWS ACM also supports the creation of wildcard TLS SSL certificate, which can secure your subdomains of given domain with single certificate. CAA records. ACM allows you to add a certification authority authorization, basically CAA record, to your own DNS zone, which specify which certificate authority are authorized to issue a certificate for your domain. This is super cool, right? Certificate transparency. ACM provides the integration with certificate transparency, which is a public log of SSL and TLS certificate that have been issued. This can help detect and prevent the certificate fraud. Tagging. You can tag your SSL TLS certificate with metadata for easier management and organization. Import certificate. ACM allows you to import SSL DLS certificate from other source, so you can manage all certificate in one single place. So integrate with AWS services. ACM integration with AWS services such as CloudFront, ELB, API Gateway, making it easier to secure your own application and your service. Basically, you can, whenever you create one certificate, it will generate some ARN, Amazon resource name. By using that ARN ID, you can easily map to that certificate. No additional charges. So there are no additional charges for using AWS ACM managed SSL certificate for your own resources. You only pay for the resources you use it. Okay, so that's it. So that's all I have, guys. I hope you might have enjoyed this particular lecture. We'll see you on another good lecture. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Happy learning.